This week, the government has tried to tackle the growing anger in the armed forces over their treatment and conditions back home. A sign of just how furious the ranks are is the number of senior soldiers willing to speak publicly about the breaking of the so-called Soldiers' Covenant. That's the unspoken agreement that troops who serve their country should be respected and well treated in return. So, did the offer of a council tax rebate help, or did Labour's conference make things worse? Giles has been finding out.
Watch to yourself!
No one thinks war is fun or soldiering easy, but when generals start telling us the government aren't treating our soldiers properly, there is a problem. All ranks, on weblogs, on air and in print, are telling ministers that their covenant is being broken. At conference, Defence Secretary Des Brown tried to address concerns over army housing, admitting some was a disgrace, announcing fresh spending on it and a tax rebate for soldiers on operations. Maj Gen Arthur Denaro commanded in the Gulf, Bosnia, Sandhurst and the SAS and keeps the words of the covenant in his wallet.
Yes, the £140 rebate on the council tax. Well, I smile wryly because that works out at £3 a week per soldier. £140 a year is almost an insult. However, it's an insult that the soldiers will grab gladly. Let me explain. Soldiers do not join, and they certainly don't fight for money. That has never been a consideration, and if it had been, you simply wouldn't have anybody there. But the boys' commitment, their loyalty, their preparedness for self-sacrifice are priceless. They cannot be bought, and certainly not for £140 a year.
If the problems of underfunding go back decades, why are senior officers like General Sir Richard Dilnot only speaking out now?
There was, I suppose, a false sense of loyalty between senior commanders and the government that ordered us out on operations. And this has been hugely undermined. In fact, when I was leaving the army, I went to visit a battalion and said, "Is there one thing I can do for you before I leave?" And a young soldier put his hand up and said, "Could I have some hot water in my shower?"
The Royal British Legion's campaign, Honour the Covenant, appears timely and has been accused of being politically motivated. But they're clear this debate is political.
It will only happen if there is a strong feeling amongst parliamentarians that that's what the voters want. That is the reality of politics, and we feel the nation out there does care. What we're trying to get the nation to say is, in a very loud way to the politicians, we do care, it's got to be a top priority.
Gordon Brown was criticised by General Lord Guthrie for only using 5 lines of his 63-minute speech on the services.
So this is my pledge to the British people. I will not let you down.
To hear the Prime Minister say that he will never let us down burnt so deeply into me when I think of the fact that the soldiers have never let the nation down, but we have been badly let down by government.